arguments against the Whisker Biscuit is people feel like it robs them of speed, but it certainly adds a lot of convenience. So if I've got an arrow loaded in the bow and I'm out walking around the bush or shooting at the range, literally I can turn the thing upside down and it still stays in the same spot. So it's really convenient if you're walking around the bush and you're worried about your arrow slipping out and making noise. I mean, if I'm holding it like this and I shake the bow, there's no noise coming from the rest at all, nothing. So it's dead quiet, and if you are trying to kind of maneuver it around, it will stay in the same spot. Versus if you've got something like a drop away, even with felt around the rest, you'll still get a little bit of noise because it's got wiggle room. Even the ones with the containment bar, those kind of rests, you can still make noise because they will wobble a little bit. If you get a Whisker Biscuit and the whole size is fitted to your arrow, they're pretty bulletproof as far as walking around outside, trying not to make noise, keeping your arrow loaded. I've also shot with these in the snow, so I had a rest that froze over and I shot it while there's literally still ice on the rest. My arrow impact was exactly the same. So as far as resistance to weather and stuff like that, you can't really fault them. So what we're trying to do here is get a base reading for the Bear Cruiser with the Whisker Biscuit installed, and then I'm going to go put a drop away on it and see if there's any real difference between the speed that we're getting out of the bows. We've had 247 and 246, which is very similar to what we're getting before this video as well, around that 247, 246 mark. Now I've got a QAD HDX rest drop away installed on there, and we're going to shoot same arrows, same distance, same bow, and see what kind of difference we'll get in the speed. Now we're on a 252. $252 again. $252 again. So we got 252 3 times with the drop away. So we're getting about 5 to 6 feet per second more out of the drop away rest, which is, I mean, it's not a lot. It's talking about just a few percent increase in speed. So if you are chasing speed, that's really, really good. But as far as the actual maneuverability of the rest, the Whisker Biscuit does have a lot of positives to it. I'll just grab an arrow out of the target and see. So if I was to load an arrow into this QAD rest, you can see as it's sitting down, it's not loaded. So you can flick this lever on the side here to load it. As I'm walking around, you can kind of hear, like you can wobble a little bit against the sides of the rest. Now you can put felt on there, which will make it quieter, but you're still going to hear that. With that containment bar, I can kind of, throw my bow around, it stays in there, but it does obviously move position. So if you're looking for that little bit of extra speed, the drop aways will give you that. But as far as noise in the bush, the Whisker Biscuit gives you that little bit extra maneuverability, I guess, without making a whole heap of noise. What I would say with either of these rests though, when you're looking for a rest, if you're buying a kit, it obviously comes with what's kind of on the bow, but if you're kitting out a bare bow, you're looking at a rest, QAD and Trophy Ridge does base models for each. So there's a Trophy Ridge, just your standard Whisker Biscuit, which is about 60, 70 bucks, which is what will come with the Cruiser. That gives you horizontal adjustment, but no vertical. So when you attach that to the bow, if it's attached to a bow that's not a bear, you might have issues with your height. You kind of have to angle the rest to try and get your knocking point level. Whereas if you go for the higher model, which I believe is a sure shot, which is around 160, 170, that'll give you micro adjust vertically and horizontally, which especially if you're trying to tune broadheads, which you're going to be using out of a hunting bow, is really hard to do without having that micro adjust. Compared to something like a QAD, the base model with micro adjust is the HDX, which is around the $250 mark. So there's about $80 difference between the Biscuit and the drop away. You've got to have that micro adjust. If it's your first bow and you're just shooting, it's fine to have the standard rest it comes with. If you're really trying to get serious about tuning broadheads or just having a target bow that performs better, you've really got to have that micro adjust to the rest. Because if you're shooting and your broadhead's going half an inch high and you're trying to adjust it and it's got a macro adjustment, where there's just an Allen key that loosens it and you're physically pushing the rest up to adjust it, you push it too much and you can't remember the marks you've got it on or the position you had it in, you're back to square one. So if you're really trying to fine tune your broadheads or bear shafts or whatever you're trying to tune with, micro adjust rests are definitely needed. So a good mid-range is something like the QAD HDX for a drop away, or the Whisker Biscuit Sure Shot if you're looking for that kind of full containment rest. And both of these are available at elizaarchery.com.